Your dog forgives almost everything. The time you accidentally stepped on his paw and he yelped and you felt like a war criminal, forgiven in 30 seconds. The canceled walk, the late dinner, the 3-day work trip that broke his heart, forgiven the moment you walked through the door. Dogs are, by almost every measure, the most forgiving creatures that have ever shared a home with a human being. But almost everything is not everything. Of course, he won't hold a grudge the way a human would. He won't sulk for a week or give you the silent treatment at dinner. But he will remember. His behavior will shift. His body language will carry it. And over time, if these things keep happening, the bond you thought was unbreakable will quietly, invisibly start to fray. These are the 9 things your dog will never fully forgive. So pay attention. Number 1. Lying to him with your body. The fake throw. You think it's funny. He thinks you've lost your mind, or worse, your integrity. Dogs are hardwired to read human body language with extraordinary precision. When you fake a throw, you're not just tricking him, you're introducing a fundamental inconsistency into the communication system he depends on completely. Once or twice and he'll recalibrate. Dogs who are repeatedly deceived by a human during object tasks actively avoided that person in subsequent interactions, choosing a different, trustworthy human instead. Your dog doesn't get angry. He updates his file on you, and that update says this person's signals cannot be trusted. That file doesn't delete easily. Number 2, punishing him after the moment has passed. You came home, he destroyed something, you scolded him, he greeted you happily, read your sudden anger as coming from nowhere, and now associates your arrival home, one of the most important emotional events of his entire day, with unpredictable threat. Dogs have a learning window of roughly 2 seconds for associating a consequence with a behavior. After that, the behavior is gone from his working memory. The chewed cushion is ancient history. Your anger is present tense and completely disconnected from anything he can map up to. This is not stubbornness. This is how canine learning architecture works. Punishing a dog retrospectively doesn't teach him what he did wrong. It teaches him that your homecoming is sometimes dangerous. Repeat this enough, and the dog who used to sprint to the door starts approaching you cautiously. You didn't discipline him, you confused him, chronically, at the one moment his day was built around. Number 3, using the leash as a correction tool. The leash is supposed to be a connection. It should be a physical thread between you and him that communicates direction, proximity, and safety. When you use it as a punishment, sharp jerks, corrections, yanking to stop behavior, you turn that thread into something that signals unpredictable pain. Aversive leash handling is one of the leading causes of leash reactivity, the barking, lunging, anxiety-spiking behavior that makes walks miserable for everyone. The behavior you're trying to stop with the leash jerk is often what created it. He doesn't forget the leash yanks because he never understood what they were for. He just learned that walks sometimes hurt for reasons that arrive without warning. We've already covered trust violations, learning architecture, and leash psychology, and we're not even halfway through the list. This channel covers real canine science like this every single week. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button right now and turn on notifications, because the dog owners who find this channel and stay are the ones their dogs are genuinely fortunate enough to have. Subscribe and keep watching. Your dog needs you to finish this list. Number 4, forcing interactions he clearly said no to. Your dog has a vocabulary. It is not loud, it is not aggressive. It is real, consistent, and it is trying to communicate something specific every time he uses it. When you override those signals, or allow others to, you teach him that his communication doesn't work, that saying no produces nothing, that the only option left when he's uncomfortable is the one you really don't want him to reach for. Respect the no, every time. It costs you nothing. It saves everything. Number 5, being unpredictably inconsistent. Monday, he's allowed on the couch. Tuesday, he gets scolded for it. Wednesday, it's fine again. Thursday, who knows? Apparently, the rules are now generated randomly by some process he has no access to. Dogs do not navigate inconsistency well, not because they're simple, but because they're pattern-based thinkers. Their sense of safety is built on predictability. If I do this, this happens. He understands that cause leads to effect. The world makes sense to him that way. So when your rules shift without logic, without signal, without anything he can track, his world stops making sense. And a dog living in an unpredictable environment runs chronically elevated stress hormones, shows increased anxiety behaviors, and begins to disengage from training entirely. He's not being difficult. He gave up trying to decode a system that keeps changing the rules mid-game. So pick a rule, hold it consistently. That single act will do more for your dog's mental health than any supplement or enrichment toy on the market. Number 6, shouting near him, especially during arguments. Your dog does not understand what you're arguing about. He doesn't know who's right. He has no opinion on the disagreement. What he has is a nervous system that reads human emotional tone with surgical precision and registers elevated aggressive vocalization as a direct threat signal, regardless of its intended target. You can't always control the argument, but knowing your dog is in the corner, making himself invisible, waiting for it to be over, that's worth carrying into the next one. 6 down, 3 to go. And if you've made it this far, you already care more about your dog's inner world than most owners ever will. This is exactly the kind of content we publish every week on this channel. Subscribe right now. Tell someone else who has a dog. Come back next week. The last 3 on this list are the ones most people don't see coming. Number 7, using his name as a punishment word. His name is supposed to mean one thing. You are safe. I see you. Come to me. But the moment you start using it as a prelude to scolding, Cooper, what did you do? Or as a sharp warning, Max, stop, with a tone that could strip paint, you corrupt the most important word in his entire auditory world. A dog whose name reliably precedes good things comes running, full speed, no hesitation, tail already going. A dog whose name sometimes precedes correction approaches slowly, cautiously, because he genuinely doesn't know which version of you is waiting at the end of it. His name should be the safest word he hears, the one that always, without exception, means come here, something good is happening. Guard it like it matters, because to him, it's the most important word that exists. Number 8, staring him down. Sustained, hard, direct eye contact is one of the clearest threat signals in canine social language. Between dogs, it's a dominance challenge, a precursor to confrontation. Every dog knows this. It is built into their social firmware. When you hold a hard stare at your dog, especially during a correction, especially when he's already anxious, especially from above, you are not communicating authority. You are communicating threat in a language he cannot argue with or rationalize away. The dog who looks away from your stare is not being submissive. He is de-escalating something he finds genuinely frightening and hoping you read the signal and stop. Hold that stare long enough with enough dogs enough times, and you will eventually meet the dog who decides not to look away. Soft eyes, every time. With your dog, dominance through gaze is never the tool you want to reach for. Number 9, giving up on him. This one doesn't need much science. Every dog relinquished to a shelter for behavioral issues that were, in virtually every documented case, created by humans. The leash corrections that built reactivity, the inconsistency that built anxiety, the punishments that built confusion, the ignored stress signals that built the only option left. Every single one of those dogs did not fail their owner. Their owner ran out of patience before they ran out of love. Your dog does not have the option to leave. He cannot find a new family, file a complaint, or start over somewhere with better conditions. He is in this completely because he chose you, and the choosing was absolute. If things are hard, get help. A certified applied animal behaviorist, a veterinary behaviorist, a force-free trainer. The resources exist. The dog in front of you who is still trying, who is still showing up, who still checks your face before he decides how to feel about anything, deserves the version of you who tries as hard as he does. 9 things. Some of them you've probably done without knowing. All of them fixable, starting today, because the relationship your dog has offered you is not complicated. It is not conditional. It does not come with a manual or a contract or a list of requirements. It comes with one assumption from your dog, that this person is safe. I trust him completely. I am theirs. Made on day 1, renewed every morning without your asking. Don't be the reason that assumption ever gets revised. If this video made you stop and think, even once, that's exactly what it was supposed to do. So like it, because more dog owners need to see this. Comment with the one thing on this list that made you think, I've done that. Subscribe and turn on notification if you have not already done so. This channel exists to make you the owner your dog already believes you are. He never stopped trusting you. See you next week.